Yo, sitting here getting this tequila unloaded in New Jersey. Got the Bible out. Okay, this is the book of Amos. I wanted to read this to you while I had a chance. This is the prelude in my Bible. It says the book of Amos. Amos prophesies during a period of national optimism in Israel. Business is booming and boundaries are bulging, but below the surface, greed and injustice are festering. Hypocritical religious motions have replaced true worship, creating a false sense of security and a growing callousness to God's disciplining hand. Famine, drought, plague, death, destruction, nothing can force the people to their knees. Amos, the farmer turned prophet, lashes out at sinful unflinching, trying to visualize the nearness of God's judgment and mobilize the nation to repentance. The nation, like a basket of rotting fruit, stands ripe for judgment because of its hypocrisy and spiritual indifference. The name Amos is derived from the Hebrew root Amos, A-M-A-S, quote, to lift a burden, comma, to carry. Thus his name means burden or burden bearer. Amos lives up to the meaning of his name by bearing up under his divinely given burden of declaring judgment to rebellious Israel. The Greek and Latin titles are both transliterated in English as Amos, A-M-O-S. Okay, that's all right here. If you'd like to screenshot that, this is your chance. Pause it right here. And this is one of the nuances of a real good Bible. We're sitting here. We're actually in the building. They're back there working. And I am just aggressively waiting inside this warehouse. Oh. You know, make the most of your opportunity. And today's opportunity is to look at the book of Amos. It's not very long. What we got? 7. Well, it's right at the back. It's right before the book of Jonah, if you're looking for it. And then there's Obadiah is before that. Yeah, Amos is 9 chapters, so it's not that long. It's a good one to read. Get a little fear of the Lord in you. Begin your wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about national repentance, when we find ourselves under attack, the real attacks are to tolerate the stuff that we ought not tolerate, and then to, like it said, the spiritual indifference. So when we look at what we're doing, the quest, so to speak, is to realize that there's a spirit behind the individual. You know, we have all roads do not lead to the same place. You know what I mean? And by testing the spirits, we can compare it with the Bible and say, is this good or is this evil type of deal? And make sure that we're following goodness. Because if you're praying and you hear something or you're led to whatever degree, where's it going? You know, what is that producing? The produce, like we call apples and pears, produce. An apple tree is a good tree because it produces apples. And then like thistles are bad because they got thorns. Poison ivy is literally called poison. So you got poison ivy, poison oak, and all these other different things. And people say, oh, it's from the earth. I don't see anybody eating poison ivy. You know what I mean? And then, this whole thing about kosher food, and then we look at, highly processed food. That's not even food. You got food and unclean food, and then you got, Pop-Tarts. Well, I gotta go. There's the guy. All right, Rock Hill, read Amos.